This is Stanley Hour, Graphification. And Graphi sings this, make we check sense, all we wise. Graphi sings, giving voice to community challenges and idea solutions now and in the future. Tikum Titus Akuro, scriptwriter, film producer, film director, photojournalist, humanitarian actor. He is addressing the challenges faced by African children regarding their entertainment.
When you look around, you see our African children exposed into a lot of attitude and character problems, children involved in a lot of violent activities, children involved in a lot of moral decadence, children involved in a lot of poor dressing and all sort of things that are despicable regarding our culture as African, regarding our values as African. All this because African institutions, African entertainers, national and international humanitarian organizations have to some extent neglected the interests of African children regarding their entertainment. I'm talking here entertainment of African children by African content that has that African identity, originality, and culture.
There is scientific proof that you can only structure a child between the younger ages till around 25. And after 25, you can hardly structure or you can hardly program a child. So I think one of the things you are saying here that makes a lot of sense is that uh, from that age, from the younger age to around 21, these children are being programmed to they consume content from other people, from other countries, other continents, and sometimes we only try to force them into that content around 25. Meanwhile, it's that difficult to program an adult when it's already 25. So um, what and because at that age they say when between that age of one from birth to around 25, it's easier to program them, it's easier to get them conscious of their culture by showing them, by observing, by telling stories, by that. Then from 25 they can only learn from excessive pain when they've experienced excessive pain. This problem of African children being neglected when it comes to entertainment content, how do you think this problem can be solved now or in the future?
It is very difficult to bend an old tree,
Thank you.
very difficult. And so, if we want to rebuild Africa to be the Africa that we all desire, then the effort must begin from when these children are still very young and can easily be groomed and programmed to think the way we want them to grow up and think. And when I say programming, it should not be that we are limiting the children. No, it is that these children they also have a right to be taught their culture through the entertainment content that they are watching. I think we have come to the point where they need to get these African psychologists, anthropologists, policy makers, community leaders, African entertainers. We need to bring them now to the table, talk on ways on how to create content for African children by Africans. If you see our African children dying in the Saharan desert, dying in the Mediterranean Sea in their hundreds or thousands because they are trying to get to Europe. Some of these major causes that is pushing them abroad is because by the kind of entertainment they were watching while they were young, they were already being pre-programmed to think that they can only find success in those foreign continents that are not Africans. This, if we focus now to empower our African children to see the values of our culture, to see how they can also get good entertainment, and by the same time, we are giving them information on how they can make it through those same entertainment content, how they can make it in our own African communities, then we will be solving that problem very big. The fingers, I'm not pointing here only to the entertainer. I'm pointing the fingers here to all the community members that we put together. All of us neglected a serious thing that is even so deep and destroying us in our community as Africans. And what can be done is for the policymakers to make in place comfortable policies that will emancipate and empower the African entertainers according to the specificities of those African communities. To empower them, this empowerment will go with including finances, skills, and other means that will be able to enable them to create good content for the entertainment of African children of those different African communities.
Graphic Sayings, brought to you by Graphic Fine Arts Incorporated, Lanjo Coaching, New Breed Africa Foundation, UIG Incorporated, Codatix, Sheepy's Diary, Mottanni Incorporated, Hilltop Music Academy, Global Action for Community Development, Sound Engineer, Rinwe Charles. Thank you for listening. See you next week for another episode.